we get a little bit scared when we see all these damaged cars and what is going to happen to all of us because of technology. And maybe we should start at home. And Rashad, can you tell us a little bit how digitalization has affected the work of the compulsory insurance bureau in Azerbaijan?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. I think we have to change the question. How digitalization of the compulsory insurance bureau of Azerbaijan affected market?
Okay, go ahead.
Because without this, it's approximately 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the law is changed, and was the requirement of law that we have to prepare, we have to change our system in order to issue insurance policy only digital insurance policy. So for motor third-party liability insurance, we don't have any paper insurance policies. So we generate all these insurance policies in our system with our member insurance companies. They go through our system and to generate insurance policies there, compulsory motor third-party liability insurance policies. We have really very clear data because no validation, no insurance policies. We have integration with several government authorities, with Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Customs, Minister of Economics, and so on. So first of all insurance company go through our system to get the right data from the Minister of Internal Affairs to generate these insurance policies, because all this data for registered car collecting by Minister of Internal Affairs. So this is the right place to check the validity of the data. And of course, after this, we collect all this information in our system, and also Minister of Internal Affairs, they check validity of insurance policies from our system. So we have two-side integration with Minister of Internal Affairs. So we are really very proud that penetration is about 100%. So if you don't have an insurance policy, it's almost impossible driving. And also, I think it can be very interesting for our foreign guests that road police, they do not allow to check physically validity of compulsory motor third-party liability insurance policy of motor owners, only by cameras. This is another very important point. Of course, we have exception. We don't have any, we cannot check validity of the data for border insurance policies, because we don't have any integration with this, with the related third parties to check it. And as you know, all insurance companies, they are established to make money, to make profit. And for making profit, it's necessary to have right statistical data. So we collect all data from all insurance companies, and we collect all this data and we give back to our market, to our market players, to make their business life easy, to give right data to their underwriters. So this is another important point. So for making profit, information is necessary. If you have information system, so for collecting all this data, you need information system, but to collect all this data to your information system, you need law and power. And we have law because it's the requirement of law that all insurance companies must provide this information. With this information, Compulsory Insurance Bureau of Azerbaijan, also information about claims. And so we have law, we have regulation, we have system, and we have 100% penetration.
If I can take you up on 100% penetration. So I understand you're right. I'm driving a motor car here. I have no insurance. I'm happily driving through Baku. Who is going to stop me? Is a camera?
Yes, that's all. All the
And what
camera.
happens? And how does it work?
Your camera reads the plate number of the car, and they send a request to our system via Ministry of Internal Affairs, and we give them response that you don't have any insurance policy, and you receive penalty from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. That's all.
Okay.
And if you do not want to get insurance policy from the insurance company, penalty will be within 20 days. You will get second penalty, after third penalty, fifth penalty, every 20 days. If you are happy to pay these penalties, no problem.
Okay. So suppose that I'm driving a motor car and I do something wrong, and the judge decides I withdraw your driving license.
Yeah, but this is insurance.
And
for insurance, no. You know, as I mentioned, we have only one exception: green card. It must be on paper because it's requirement of the Council of Bureaus. And the rest of insurance policies must be issued digital and only in compulsory insurance bureau system. This is if we have valid information that this car holds MTPL policy, it means that this car is insured. If we do not hold this information, it means no insurance policy. So that's all.
And your driving license is also electronic, or do you have a paper?
We have, of course, we have paper driver's license, but you don't need to hold it in your car, you know, because if you have personal identification number, if you're citizen of Azerbaijan, you have personal identification number, and from the personal identification number, it's really very easy to find your driver's license.
Okay. Happy man. It works.
Yes.
Great, great. So let's move on to then the insurance industry. PASHA Group, how have you used digitalization in your motor insurance policy? Can you give us some good examples?
Okay, good day everyone. I'm very pleased to be here in such a panel with such esteemed speakers, which is moderated by a professor who is the main person behind the Solvency II. So coming to the question, PASHA Insurance is a leader in non-life insurance market, which means that we have a huge share in motor insurance, and digitalization is not something luxury for us. I would say that it's a crucial for us, because without it, we are not able to deliver high quality services to our customers. Our digital strategy consists of two lines, I would say two streams. The first one is digitalization of customer journey, and the second one is digitalization of our internal processes. And actually, these two streams are interrelated. Starting with the customer journey digitalization, we started to analyze the pain points of our customers. We started to see what kind of interactions we have with customers and what bottlenecks we have there. And at the end of the day, we come to the idea and we introduce it to the market, to our customers, digital claim handling experience, which means that the customer, our motor insurance customer, in case of claim, he can choose to manage his claim fully digitally without any physical interaction, without any office visits. So just breaking down the steps, it starts, of course, from the first notice of loss. I mean, the claim happens, so customer need to inform insurer company about it and to register it. So basically, in a traditional way, it was happening like a phone call to the insurance company, a representative of the company comes to the accident place to register the claim, etc. And it took so many time, and it wasn't such a streamlined process for us and for the customers as well. So we brought this process into the digital environment using digital tools. So customers don't need to wait for our representative. We are just registering the claims through digital tools. Even customer for himself, herself can register it. I mean, like a self-service opportunities. And after this, we see some bottlenecks in the process of document exchange with customers, because customers was coming to our office to bring the documents required, to sign documents, etc. So we started to develop and introduce our digital platforms like a mobile application and customer portal. And we introduced some opportunities for our customer to submit all the documents digitally without a paper, without coming to our offices. And furthermore, we introduced some electronic signature feature on our platform so that customer don't need to come to sign a paper, etc. They can do all the work digitally. So basically, as I mentioned, the main parts that was pushing our customers to be in a physical interaction with us to come to our office, we just removed these parts from the process by introducing digital claim handling experience. And speaking about the internal processes, of course, all this digital customer journey is not possible without the proper system, proper digital processes within the company. So I just want to highlight some use cases that we have in our internal processes as well. For example, one of them is automated decision-making tools. And it helps us to streamline the process within the company. For example, we have a decision-making tool which we call best matching routing approach. So it's automatically just allocate the claim cases among our claim handlers, considering a bunch of factors like experience of the claim handler, relevancy to this claim, his workload, etc. And besides this, we are also piloting some new features. By the way, one of them was also mentioned within the presentation by Tomasz. It is like a loss assessment practice. As we know, it takes time to assess the loss. And as I mentioned it, our customers have an opportunity to submit their claims digitally. So after we got this data from the customer, like images, videos of the claim, we have an opportunity to apply some new features to analyze this data, to make some image recognition, computer vision models, to understand what's the damage, to detect it, to assess it within a few minutes. So we have this kind of pilots as well within our company, which are also a good option to understand and to see how can we just speed up the process, boost the process, and to get more satisfied customers. By the way, just wanted to mention one point. Within the all digital strategies that we have within our company, the core idea of this strategy is not just about the digitalization. I mean, digitalization is not a goal for us as a company. It's a tool for us. And the core idea behind this is about delivering value to our customers. And there's also a saying, like a good customer is the one that's going to buy your product, but the best customer is the one who is going to help you improve your product and services. And that's why we are also talking to our customers. We are always meeting them to understand what's their needs, what their problems, because without keeping the customer in the center of the process, digital strategy couldn't be sustainable. If you want it to be sustainable, a long-term approach, so it's must have, you definitely need to listen to your customer to keep the customer within the process.
Very interesting. Obviously, I agree with the objective of this exercise, but do you have any information about the percentage of people that are using this digital accident message to you? Is this a high percentage of your customers?
We have introduced this process incrementally, starting, for example, from digital submission step. Then we started to add some new steps into the process. Just to say, for the last year, about 40% of our customers, motor insurance customers, go through this process. I mean, through digital claim management process. And I think not the number is not the main purpose for us. The main goal is the increasing volume of customers who is going to switch to this kind of solutions. It's most insightful part for us, because otherwise, if the number, we have a number and it's stuck for it for a long term of time, it's not such a good success. But we see that people are ready, and these kind of solutions are really interesting for people because it help them to boost the process, to get more satisfaction from the process, because I don't know, a year ago, you can see so many rows in our offices, people coming to present document, to sign something, etc. But now the number of even people who is coming to offices are decreasing. And that's the main, I think, success for us in this process.
Yeah. What happens then with the people who do not use the system? They still have to walk to your office, and is there not a risk? I'm just asking, is there not a risk that you would treat the digital clients more with more pleasure and ease than the others?
Definitely no, because just to say, we have customer satisfaction targets, and by the way, we have this kind of target and this kind of metrics by the regulator as well. They are just assessing this kind of metrics, and it's an option for the customer. Of course, we are always suggesting this kind of digital solution to our customers. We are trying to explain the value of this for them, not just saying that, okay, just go and do it digitally, but trying to switch them from traditional to digital. It's also a part of our work, and I think it's a part of our responsibility as well to educate people on this, to bring these opportunities to people, and to show the value of this kind of solutions. Yeah. And of course, there are so many cases when customers who is coming to office for the first time, but when they know this kind of solutions, they know that, oh, okay, I have this opportunity as well. They are switching from traditional to digital because it's about the customer segments as well. Not everyone is tech savvy. Not everyone is ready to switch to the digital at once. So we see it as a improving process. We see it as an incremental process on the customer side as well. But by the way, it's very insightful and for us, the customers who is still coming to the office, because we are trying to understand, okay, why they are not switching to the digital. It's an insight for us for further development, to understand what kind of opportunities should we provide for this kind of segment, so they also switch to the digital solutions.
Okay, very good. Irina, you surprised me a lot when you said that the premiums are decided by law. Do I have to see that it's the parliament that decides on that?
Yes, it's our practice that our tariff and premiums was signed by law, but it's a special document until January 2025. It's signed by president, and after it will be like a law. So it's just by power of engine, special certain numbers.
And I can imagine that if the parliament were to increase the premiums, that people in the country would be extremely unhappy. In my country, if the parliament were to vote an increase in insurance premiums, they would be fired. They would be fired.
It's always a very complicated question, you know, to increase premiums for MTPL business and for insurer, because the population, they usually get used to these tariffs, and our social state policy that to confirm that some conditions for the insurance will be not dramatically changed. It is, you know, it's very important for the population sometimes.
I asked the question because I said in the beginning that motor insurance is the most political area of insurance.
As you told.
Yes. It is very tricky. And how does your process work? I mean, you are representing the association, but I suppose the government is also involved in that. Do you do this on the basis of statistical information? How do you have to justify? You as an association, will you be happy when the premiums are increased or unhappy?
Of course not, and of course I don't think that happy our insurance companies of this level of premiums, but it is a life. What we could do, it was decided by the state, by the government, and we agreed with this. And the results is not bad anyway. So if the insurance companies can work in this frame, so it's okay.
Okay. I saw also on your slides, you didn't open the book. It says the law of 2025.
Yes, we expected the
What's in that beautiful book, this new law? Just in 2 minutes.
It will be some technical changing of the legislation. And if our law before it was some law document signed by president, now it's come to parliament. So it will be law on insurance, and it is important for us. Also, we expect some technical changing in MTPL business, but the authorization for this type of business is a motor insurance bureau, and usually I try not to comment without the representative of them. But they discussed about, as I know, about the limit of payment without calling to police, so like error protocol to make this level more higher.
Okay. Thank you. Tomasz, you and Boguslav have pictures the world of the future. And I see this technology coming up. And you said all the opportunities. But my question, when we talk about insurance, we talk about risk. What are the risks?
Yeah, so many that I even made some notes. But first of all, frankly speaking, I think that exceeded hopes. And that's what I showed. Maybe for some people not familiar with this technology, was disappointing that I'm talking about the level of 10% of claims which can be fully automated. But that's the reality. When those guys come, I mean vendors, come to my management board see 90% of FTEs reduction. It doesn't work in this way. And we should remember that for this moment, at least, it is just a support for humans. It is not something about replacing all the employees. Still potential, huge potential, but not the reality. The second, I think the biggest threat is the possibility of significant error in the algorithm. Because when one employee makes a bad decision or is temporarily not present at the workplace, it is not a big deal. Relatively, potentially, even if he does something with intention, the risk is relatively low. But when we have unnoticed significant error in the algorithm, the system, we are talking about thousands of potential overpayments. Yeah. And when the system is broken just for one day, in my company, it means just one day. When claims handling system has significant problem, it means for us weeks of problems, weeks. Our employees have to work Saturdays, Sundays. Of course, we have problems with calling customers, customer satisfaction index, and so on, so on. So this is a really big risk. And lack of flexibility, I think this is also obvious, lack of flexibility and this lack of individual approach. We learn these systems, artificial intelligence, we feed them with standard cases, mainly. When something unexpected occurs, they're lost. They can make ridiculous decisions. Yes. And human creativity is still needed. We need to remember about it. And I think the most important, which was mentioned already today, this need of human touch sometimes. For our bosses, it sounds strange, but for the customers, I presented customer satisfaction index and I divided the results by the claims handling time. But this is on average, as faster as better. But some customers, they really need to talk. They really need to have the interaction. And for us, for my company, you know, yearly we manage over 500,000 claims. For us, these are just numbers. But for the average customer, we have much lower frequency in motor. In Poland, the average customer has claim once a few years. And sometimes I think it's better to take care about the claim. And funny outcome of the project I presented at the beginning, we realized that some customers are dissatisfied that we make a decision and make a money transfer within minutes. They call us and complain that we didn't spend time on analyzing the case. This is his case, so we should spend more time and make right decision. Yeah. Of course, there are a few more risks, cyber risks, data protection issues. We can enumerate several more, but I think which is need to be underlined that still it gives us so many advantages that maybe not we shouldn't don't care. We should take care about all these issues, but we should go for it. And as they say, no risk, no fun.
Yes, that's right. By the way, do you were talking about the system in Poland, or because UNIQA is an Austrian company, is this also in the group? Do you do it in other countries also?
No.
Okay.
This is our Polish
Polish
solution.
invention.
Will
Very
be
good.
probably transferable for other countries. I know how it sounds, but we are in terms of claims handling much more developed in Poland in general, not only in UNIQA than in Austria, for example.
I will tell the Austrians.
You can.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, time is not with us. This is always working against us. Are there any questions from the audience to the panel? I see that most of you are very hungry. In which case, I would suggest that we first of all thank the members of the panel for the contributions. And then I'll make some closing comments. After that, I'll give the floor back to Daniela. So with this panel on motor insurance, we finish this International Insurance Forum. We touched upon 4 topics. The first one, I hope you still remember it, it was climate change. Interesting in the discussion about climate change was the role of the reinsurance industry, which I think was developed in the discussion in the panel. And I think was interesting, and I hope you could better understand the role that reinsurance plays in this area, which is an absolute essential role. Then we move to the second topic, which is bank assurance. And we saw here very interestingly the interplay between the insurance and the banking sector, which play a complementary role and not without challenges. We heard a banker saying we're slightly ahead of the insurers, for instance, on digitalization, and the bankers love to sell insurance products. But we also saw that some insurers are starting to sell banking products. Maybe out of that will come one day a financial institution. That's both insurance and banking. Then we move to health insurance, and we talked a lot about preventive care and also rewards for incentives to behave better on the health side, to promote health, fitness, cooking lessons. Life looks great in that direction. And then we finish with motor insurance. And I think on motor insurance, the only thing I will say is, because it was repeated quite often, it was also repeated when we discussed health insurance, is the need for a human touch. We can't deliver ourselves to machines. I think it was shown very clearly what risks could follow from a system which is completely based on benchmarks, because what you don't put in the system will never come out. So if we forgot to put something in, we might end up with very bad outcomes. So we all learned, I think, a lot from the experts who showed us that there's still a lot to discuss further. Yesterday, a courageous man in the audience indicated that artificial intelligence might help us to reduce risks, so there would be less need for insurance. I hope that you all agree with me that the world of today and of tomorrow will still be filled with risks, and that progress also in artificial intelligence will bring about new risks. It's therefore necessary to ensure that our regulatory regime encourages insurers to take care of these risks, with the ultimate objective to make this world a better place for all of us. And isn't that what insurance is all about? Thank you.